Well, that's a first. I completely filmed this entire video and would have had it up at a very reasonable hour. And then my camera randomly shut off and corrupted the memory card. Thankfully, right before that happened, I have backed up like, I don't know, 6 months worth of videos I haven't finished. So that could have been a travesty. And by the way, camera, because I know you're listening, because I'm pointing at you right now, you do that again, there will be violence. Don't think I can't go out there and just buy a new camera, especially thanks to today's sponsor. But before we get into any of that, it's time once again for Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a massive free-to-play turn-based RPG for your mobile device or PC, featuring over 600 champions from 14 different factions for you to collect and build into the perfect team to take on numerous dungeons, epic boss battles, the PvP arena, and so much more. Haven't played Raid yet? If you like turn-based RPGs with deep customization and tons of content, Raid is definitely worth checking out. Here's my personal top 3 reasons why you should download Raid right now. Number 3, the customization. There's over 600 characters for you to collect, each one with different abilities from a variety of character classes that you can customize with numerous artifacts and masteries to specialize them with how you want to build your team. Number 2, the graphics. Raid looks absolutely amazing, even if you're just playing it on mobile. The backgrounds are highly detailed, sucking you into the world of Deliria, and the character models are nice and crisp. These graphics give the personality to the characters that Raid is famous for, and makes bosses like the multi-headed Hydra just jump off the screen. And number 1, the content. Raid has so much going on. There's always something to do and always a goal to reach for. You've got the single-player campaign story, the PvP arena and its own ranking system. Take on the Doom Tower and see how far you can climb, with each room throwing a new problem for you to fight against, and so much more. With Raid Shadow Legends, there's always new stuff coming out and events to play in. Forge Pass Season 3 comes out with a limited edition artifact set, new champions, and new champion skins. But here's the real important news. The lovable Death Knight that's been struggling through many of Raid's ads is finally becoming a legendary champion as the ultimate Death Knight. Vindication at last. At least, if he's any good. So with all that, now's the perfect time to start playing Raid. For all new players, use my link down in the description or scan the QR code right now to get a free starter pack worth almost $30, the free champion Ina, and also all this cool in-game loot. You'll find rewards right here in your inbox, but only for the next 30 days. Thanks again to Raid for sponsoring this video and supporting my channel. You know, we almost have to come up with a new way to, like, review Nerf blasters, because the biggest problem with these things is that, looking at it, we already know what it's going to be. That was a lot more effective before I opened the box and had to reshoot this entire video. The new NERF Fortnite HR, which I believe stands for hunting rifle. What is actually notable about this blaster is that it has a rotating bolt action, which you think wouldn't be that big of a deal, but typically Nerf bolt action is like a direct pullback, push forward affair that you'd get with something like, I don't know, the other 2 sniper rifle like blasters in this line. Now both of those blasters are pretty good. In fact, I actually really like the Barrett one because it's just big, goofy, and it was priced reasonably at like $40 or $50. This thing was on shelves at my local Walmart for $33, right next to the $38 Moto Blitz. And since the cop-out answer for the opinion I have on this one is that,
oh, Walcom, it's for kids, it's Fortnite. It doesn't have to perform well to be a good value.
You should probably just go for the Moto Blitz. But we've already done that video, so it's time for the HR. In the box, you get the blaster itself, a 6-round magazine that you're never going to use, so just get rid of it, a barrel attachment, and the bolt, which I have B-roll footage of me showing. It's a pretty bolt, it's got metal going through it, but it can only go into the blaster a single time, it's not easily removable, and it only goes in one way, so you can't really screw this up. It also comes with 6 Elite darts, which you probably shouldn't use these either, because, well, roll that beautiful blaster footage. All right, what I want to show you is just how freaking awful NERF Elite darts are. So I've got 5 brand new NERF Elite darts. I've got 5 of the Dart Zone Max darts, or chili darts, or whatever the green tipped ones that come with their full length blasters at Target are. So I'm just gonna, I mean, there's no sights, but I'm just gonna basically point this at the door down there, and you can see the flight path of how bad these things are. And now for the far superior dart. Why ever buy Elite darts? Don't buy Elite darts, ever. Hasbro darts are bad. Put them all together, and you get this admittedly lovely little NERF bolt-action carbine. It's actually kind of wonderful. Compared to most other blasters, this one actually feels kind of good. It's really thick, rigid plastic that has a gloss finish over basically the entire thing, except for the wrapping on the stock and on the actual buttstock itself, and it feels wonderful. It ain't perfect because mine has some kind of crackly pattern-ish thing going on near the back end of the receiver, which hopefully isn't a normal problem and mine's just randomly affected. But the blaster feels good. The barrel attachment is an end strike barrel attachment, so you can put it on all those other blasters it won't match with, because this has a specific color scheme known as the rough wrap. And the only other blaster I think even remotely compares with this one is the Micro Doggo Micro Shot in the Fortnite line. Maybe it's the American in me, the fat kid in me, or the American fat kid in me, but this is like one color away from being a cheeseburger. The grip is actually kind of wonderful. There's nothing super special about it. It's just basically a brick, but it's a comfy brick. It's not the biggest one ever, but unless you have absolutely gigantic gorilla hands, it's gonna be comfortable enough for you. Trigger, very comfortable. Magazine release is also very comfortable. The actual prime is incredibly light and crisp. And yes, it has a lock that prevents you from firing it unless that bolt is actually down in the locked position. Magazine is a different design from what you normally get with a 6-rounder. Mine is unfortunately broken. I can only fit like 5 darts in it because it just doesn't work, and it seems very rattly. But I don't really care because it's a 6-round mag and I'm never gonna use it after this, so. And honestly, for $33, I don't feel like I got super ripped off like I normally get with these blasters. It's kind of nice-ish. I mean, how many other bolt-action blasters, like true rotating bolt-action blasters, are there in NERF? Not that many. In fact, the only ones I can think of right now are the original Ultra Pharaoh, which is a bolt-action with a geared advantage, which feels fantastic, and I converted mine to shoot half darts and never did the video on it. Let me know if I need to actually do that video. I think I still have the footage from 2 years ago when I actually put it together. And the NERF Rifle Jupiter. That had a bolt prime that was rotating as well. It's also a pretty rad blaster. Everything else is similar to a long shot or a long strike or any other bolt action prime. So this is functionally different, and that could be enough to sway you to purchase one of these things. Now we all know how this is gonna go because it's a NERF blaster and they're all the same, but let's at least take it over to the chronograph and take it outside and see what she does. All right, we're gonna do this with the barrel off to give it the highest possible chance of success. We're using an actual working 12-round mag. First 5 shots of the darts it came with. The last 5 are the Dart Zone Chili darts. 66.6. Ooh, that's terrifying. 69 giggity. 69 times 2. 68, amazingly consistent. 69 again. 72. 70, 67, 70 again, 71, high of 72 and the low of, I don't remember, but it's Elite. You know how this goes by now. It's NERF, it's never surprising. So let's be frank, the value isn't horrible, but it's not really there. If you're just looking for performance, then this blaster offers you practically nothing. It's just effectively a bolt-action retaliator. The internals might be a little bit different, but from what I can see, it's essentially a retaliator. I do have reason to believe that if you wanted to use this thing for like a cosplay or an HVZ, where the FPS cap's usually around like 130 FPS, which is a little double than what this thing does out of the box, that should be pretty easily attainable with a different breech, different barrel, and of course a slightly better spring upgrade. And that leaves us with who this blaster actually is for. Maybe it's possible to get this thing hitting a little bit hard, but for most people who want something that hits a little bit hard, you'd be better off just going out and buying a Nexus Pro. For the Fortnite fan, that's kind of my problem, why people are like, oh, it's designed for kids and stuff like that. It's meant to mimic the silhouette of the one from the game, right? And I can get behind that. I'm actually a big fan of like replicas of stuff from video games and movies. This doesn't really look like that one though. It's not to scale. It doesn't work. It's just not the same. It like, you show this to somebody, if it didn't have the Fortnite logo on it, they just kind of look at it and be like, Wow, that's a kind of ugly bolt-action AK thing you got going on right there. Would a child have fun with this? Yes, but a child would have fun with virtually any blaster, and you can spend a lot less money to get a lot more out of your foam dart blaster than you would with something like this. But if you absolutely had to have this thing, it's pretty okay. Bolt action's fun. It's always been fun. You can use different magazines, you can use different barrels. There's some fun to be had there. Do I recommend you pay full price for this? No. Wait 4 to 6 months or probably around Christmas time, and I bet you can get it for almost half that. If I wanted to make this package a little bit more enticing, it only comes with 6 darts. Triple that. Give it 18 darts. Maybe give it even another mag. I don't care about the 6-round mag so much, but you might as well give us 2. And of course, stock attachment point, which would hopefully add about another inch or so to this stock and make it a lot better. I don't know why that wasn't done. It almost looks like it's made for it. But I like where they're going with this plastic. This is one of the first times I've gotten a blaster recently from Nerf that actually feels like super solid non-flat. I'm kind of digging that. But that's all I've got for you. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Chances are you got to the end, you like what I do here, so please hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, do all that algorithmic garbage to help this channel grow so you can help our hobby grow. And of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different video. And man, I really wish I had AC and wasn't standing under all these freaking lights because I sweat horribly during the summer.
You gotta up,